Okay, so we're on to video 4 of coursework 2. Literally each week is just to get on and carry on with your work. No new tasks, it's just finish your flash. So just building on what I'm doing each week. Last week I discussed colour theory and the week before, so I don't really think I need to discuss that anymore. I don't plan to change the colours on any of the pages. It's gonna stay the yellow page and the brown banner. The only pages that are different are like the main welcome pages for each thing, which I've actually put an image behind. So yeah, no problems there. I also talked about HCI and remaining consistent. Again, this is done through like my pages being the same, the images being in the same spot, same sort of font on each of my borders. So yeah, and then I talked about navigation. Having a few issues again with navigation, as in regards to I tried to use the same code, the same sort of features as I did for my my first coursework, and it just does not seem to be working on this second piece of coursework. Don't know why that is. So at the minute, just I think I've said before, like problems that are arising, I'm just tending to create my pages first, so I've at least got the basics there. So at least, if anything else, if my navigation doesn't work, Colette's got the pages there to see like how it would have gone if it did actually all link together. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes. So this week I plan to do my actual artifact videos, which is a big chunk of one of the courseworks that needs to go on your actual artifact. So what she wanted us to do was green screening. So where you stand behind a green screen, you actually get cut out, whether it's just you stood there or maybe you have something behind. So actually I had a look into blue or green screen. You can use either as the very like distinct colours. And I actually looked at a book, the Digital Filmmaking Handbook and Chapter 6 on Lighting. This was by Ben Long and other authors in 2006, who actually state, if you're shooting a blue or green shots for later compositing, it's essential that the light is correct. So like the compositing would be when you come to use your chroma key or your ultra key to cut yourself out, you have to make sure the light's correct. Now this is because if the subject is too close, then to the background, you'll end up with reflections of the light that bounce off the screen and onto the actor, and it'll cause backlight. This then causes problems when you come to cut yourself out, and so there might be some lighting on you that's similar to one on the background and cut half of you out as well. So you've really got to make sure that the screen you've got is evenly lit. Now I've had a few issues when it's come to doing the green screen, mainly because of the shape and size of my house. The green sheet was fine. That was just a green bed sheet that I've used. Really good colour. That's worked fine. I ended up putting it up in the doorway and filming me sort of like half body up, which was fine. I've managed to cut that out. That's worked fine. I cut it out the black, so it's just like me on a black background, which is fine. It's weird, it's cut out fine. I did one of the other videos, and the sheet's sort of moving slightly in the back. And when I've come to cut it out, I didn't cut the colour out, but I put like a picture background, so it looks like I'm in Greece when you're talking about the Greek page. But in some points you can sort of see like the green screen moving, and it gives the effect that that's moving. So wasn't overly thrilled with that, but I am glad with the fact I've got it working and I have managed to cut myself out. So yeah, quite happy with that one. So what else I looked into was the actual use of videos when it comes to learning. So we're using the videos to learn. It's helped to reinforce learning. So I researched this. and a guy called Denning in Video Theory and Practice on ebiomedia.com says that motivation may be influenced by the choice of media, and this in turn may influence how enthusiastically and successfully students engage in learning activities, and therefore video can be important media for motivation. I think this is quite a good bit of theory and shows that the videos that can be used can be a good tool to motivate students, especially on mine as it's a revision site. You want it to motivate them to learn and carry on and do. He also states that video can present information that is difficult to present in other ways, which I think is quite true actually. Like, for example, on one of my videos, I speak quite a lot, whereas I wouldn't want to put a whole page full of text where we just sat there reading. That's not what I want. Very boring. They're going to switch off. I want it to be fun and interactive. He also says that videos can be particularly good for introducing a topic or reviewing material already studied when you want motivation, and that is the key. So like I said, as this is a revision site, they've already studied all the material. They're now just going back, reviewing it, revising over it again. So the video helps to reinforce this. So I think that's quite good. I think I spoke last week about how I created or attempted to create a quiz, and maybe I think I spoke about a jigsaw. I've also gone on to create a little drag and drop game, sort of using the same concept as the jigsaw coding. So I wanted to use the games to reinforce learning, to make sure they'd sort of like understood what had gone on. So the quiz obviously reinstates learning. The quiz is all questions that are based on the content that they've read, and that's a little sum up at the end. The jigsaw for me on mine is where there's a little like flow diagram, which shows what happens, which is just pictures. And then I'm hoping when they do this jigsaw, it's a script, which is like the paper that is actually discussed, and then what the flow diagram actually means. So I'm hoping when they've built this jigsaw back together, they'll read what it says and hopefully realise that it links back to the little flow diagram that I've got. The drag and drop game is a sum up game of the whole ancient medicine section. So they have to drag and drop different features from when it stayed the same from prehistoric medicine and how it's changed up into Roman medicine. So that's also reinforcing knowledge to see that they've actually revised and learned and done what I've wanted them to do, really. So I had a look at the use of games in learning, and this is from Education and Simulation Gaming Computers website, where it said that game-based learning can be done to motivate students to learn, and the MTV generation of students these days is like how people use videos and sound of them. They must be entertained while they learn, and if they're not entertained while they learn, then they sort of lose interest. So a guy called Fisco from university that talks about simulation and gaming says it's already apparent that contemporary students have limited attention spans and more of a visual learning style than people before them, and the fact that they need to be entertained in the class. So maybe before, like, videos weren't really used and games weren't really used in class, but now this like MTV generation, it's all about videos and keeping people entertained, or they're just going to switch off. But on the other hand, they said perhaps it's not so much that the students need to be entertained. It's just how they've sort of learnt to interact, like with the interface and how the information is presented. It's just the way they've been raised in this environment. They're used to seeing sound and video and images on the site, and it's just how they've come to learn. And it's just said that simulation and gaming offers our best chance of reaching out to the students. So if you're using these, you're expecting to engage with them a lot more than if you're just reading pages and pages of text. And Say 1997 states that simulation and gaming, whether it is computer-based or not, can be a powerful tool in the classroom, but it has to be used properly and in the right setting. So I think it is like these videos are a good thing and do reinforce the learning. So like a lot of mine, I have pictures either side or images or something either side which I actually point to within the video, sort of reinforcing this is this, this is that. And just summing up really, I think a lot of students would actually prefer to sit and watch something actually happening or the information's being told to them rather than they having to like go and read it all. So yeah, quite happy with the use of videos and the games that I've got to reinforce the learning and the theory to back it up. Next week's task is to finish off my other videos with this green screen theory in mind. Carrying on with the pages and just trying to get this navigation to work, because this is where I'm having a few issues at the minute. So yeah, just carry on as normal, and I will be talking about progress next week.